and everyone today. It's a delight for me to be asked to speak at this rally. I embody a section of the community in Derby that migrated to Derby in 1948 on the ring rush from Jamaica.
I've shared my value base with Jermey for last 30 years. I've supported the ideas and the values which Jermey has stood for. I'm not a new convert. I've been following him for good 30-40 years, ever since my political awakening came. It just happens that last year Jermey became a candidate, and I thought there is my chance to go out and actually ask other people to support his ideas and his values.
These members, like many of you here today, have joined because of Jeremy's message and leadership. Lest we forget, because of his message and leadership. Ordinary people are inspired by the anti-austerity message and policies of hope. A message not heard from the political parties for decades before Jermey was elected as leader of the Labour Party.
Good afternoon, Derby. Thank you very much, every one of you, for coming here today. It's great to be here. This is the third time I've been in Derby in the past year. Last year we had that amazing rally at the Roundhouse.
And may I say this, it is delightful for me to acknowledge how many entryist, Trotskyists, cultists, fantasists, actually I feel a rap coming on. Welcome to you all.
Working in the schools. Chris has made the point on that. I tell you this, I absolutely value the role of the entire team in a school, including the teaching assistants and the support staff. I come from a background of being a full-time organiser in the National Union of Public Employees, organising all of those members of the union who do all the other jobs in school. You can't have a good school without good teachers. Likewise, you can't have a good school without good cleaners, good teaching assistants, good catering workers, and all the other grades. And that surely is a message and a lesson that we can give to all our youngsters. Because, once again, it's women who are being asked to pay the price, women who are being told they're going to be worse off when they retire later, women who are not given any transitional opportunities throughout that. I'm with the WASPI campaign. Well done on being here today and what you've said.
What are those messages? What are those hopeful messages? Invest in our infrastructure, invest in our young people, build affordable houses, no student grant, no student debts. Ensure that students after the age of 18 can access free education if they need so. The living wage, job security, welfare state provision for the vulnerable in our society, tackling social injustice, inequality and discrimination.
The Metro and the Evening Standard are telling you that all your problems, your high fare, your overcrowding, your delayed train, your cancelled train and all the other things are somehow or other the fault of the RMT, ASLEF and TSSA, and you come out of the station and you see RMT, ASLEF and TSSA banners, you think, yeah, they're the people that caused all my trouble, so let's go and have it out with them. Well, a few people turned up and they said, oh, they were quite angry. I don't blame them for being angry. So what then happened was a very interesting conversation and discussion. And we were able to point out that Southern Rail has made increased profits over the past half year, that its directors have increased their pay over the past year, that dividend payments have increased over the past year, that hundreds of trains have been cancelled over the last few months, and they're trying to reduce the number of staff so you have driver-only trains on a very busy, very crowded route. Is it not the responsibility of those that work on the trains to point out to the public what they see as, quite rightly, the dangers of all this, hence the campaign they're mounting? Our view is the government should intervene on this. They should intervene where the franchises are clearly not being adhered to. And at the end of every franchise, let's bring it back into public ownership and have a publicly owned rail system.
Finally, I would like to end with a quote, as everybody else seemed to be doing, from Dom Hildekama. When I fed the poor, they called me a saint. When I asked why so many people are poor, they called me a communist. Yes.
Rather than destructive of it. A society that invests in the cultural experience of all of us, invests in music, art and theatre for all of us. We can do things very differently in our society. Therefore, this campaign at one level is about the election of one person to be leader of the party. But I look at it this way. It's a campaign about the kind of country we want to live in and the place we want to play in the world. Do we become a power in the world to promote democracy, justice, peace and human rights around the world and ensure we adhere to all the environmental protocols that are necessary around the world? There is so much we can achieve if we open our minds to the possibilities of what can be done. So we have a programme which is, in broad terms, about social justice, is about opportunities for all, is about an expanding and developing and sustainable economy. But it's also about how we do our politics. Do we do our politics by allowing an elite to decide what the politics should be, an elite to decide what the policies are, an elite to decide all the decisions we make, or is it to be the participation of the hundreds of thousands of people that are now part of our party and our movement? Is it about to be the democracy of everyone and their involvement? So, at the end of this campaign, we're going to be faced with opposing this Tory government and what it does. We're going to be faced with this Tory government and what it's doing to local government, to health and to society as a whole. And it's up to us, because the media will not do it for us, to put forward that alternative, that credible alternative of economic development, that credible alternative of social justice, that credible alternative of saying we want to live and be strong and proud enough to say we want to live in a society where there is no racism, there is no discrimination, and nobody is left behind. So, our strength is what we do together. Our strength is in our own confidence. Many have walked before us, gained us the right to vote, gained women the right to vote, faced down the racists and brought about proper laws to try and protect people. But at the end of the day, it's people coming together that achieve that change. That coming together has inspired so many to aspire for everybody else to achieve this. A society where no one and no community is ever forgotten or left behind. Thank you very much.